Okay, welcome everyone. Thanks for coming to our last event of Open Web Foundry 5 before Demo Day. If you guys haven't received your invitation to Demo Day yet, please email jesse@rweek.org as it's invite only. And we also don't have permission to send emails to everybody because we're in Europe, but so that would be great. But without further ado, I'd like to welcome you all to Community Spotlight number 6. Today we're going to have 4 projects we'll be presenting. One of them is one of our successful alumni who participated in Demo Day in the last Open Web Foundry, and the next 3 are projects that are currently participating in the OWF5 cohort. So first up, we have Akord, and they're going to be our alumni headliner. The Akord team has created a digital time capsule for you to preserve your family heritage for generations to come. I personally have an Akord account myself, and I've even managed to invite my grandma to use it. So thank you, Akord, for bringing Web3 to grandmas. And Richard, you could come to the stage here. And just click your spotlighted.
Here we go. Hello.
Hello.
Do we have a? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes. Looks good.
Yeah. Cool. Well, thanks, Jess. Thanks for having me back. Really excited to present Akord again, and really thankful for all of the support and all of the help that you guys have given us in the last session. And it's been paying off really well, and we're just really excited to continue with this. So my name is Richard Catano. I'm going to present Akord and the project that we're building on top of Arweave. We call it the Social Vault, and it's all about people, privacy, and permanence. So to step back just quickly and to frame the big idea here, what we're doing with Arweave is quite special. We believe it's truly a 0 to 1 type of project, meaning that, at the beginning we see it as we see it as the beginning of the Web3 paradigm, meaning that we're building applications where users are not only paying for these applications, but they also have a stake in it. They're able to own various aspects of the internet in this way. And so looking at this, we see really 3 aspects. The first one is really being able to have data that lasts hundreds of years, being able to make data permanent, and with that, the ability to own that data. Second is we're looking at applications that can accompany that data also hundreds of years. So your application lives on the permanent web as well. And then the third aspect is we're looking at the tokenomics behind these applications, being able to create these flywheel type designs where the data, the application, and the business model can also last hundreds of years. And so that's what really excites us about the Arweave ecosystem, is how this is all framed together and just really a new paradigm. It opens up so much potential. So with that frame, I kind of want to just show you a little bit what we're doing with Akord and with the Social Vault protocol. So at Akord, we're really focusing on what we call generational data. This is data that's meant to last beyond my lifetime. And we're really looking at 4 different segments here in terms of customers. We're looking at those who are involved with families and who have records and tax documents and identity documents and things like that, even photos and wills and those kinds of things that they want to pass on to their children and grandchildren, right? So for example, my wife and I, we actually use Akord to manage this ourselves. We're creating our own vaults, and we're setting up the vaults properly where our children will inherit these vaults, and all the information and documents that they need, and photos and memories and things like that will carry on through the family. We're also looking at what we call data rooms for organizations and nonprofits and corporations, institutions, record keeping, audits, tax information, etc. These are all contained in ways where if the management of the company changes over time, the access and the control of the data that goes with the company will follow as long. Third, we're looking at an example where lawyers who represent trusts, endowments, and foundations can also use Akord in the generational sense. These types of entities last many, many years, and we want to be able to create a private space to be able to follow along. And finally, we're also looking at the application of Akord to decentralized applications, to DAOs. As you know, blockchains, they don't die. They can become zombies, but they don't die. As long as people are using the blockchain, the protocol, and the data on them, they will continue to work. And therefore, creating a secure space for these types of applications are something that we're very interested in targeting. So I kind of want to just go over a little bit about the Social Vault protocol, what that is, what it means, what it can do, And then after that, we'll jump into the app a little bit and show some screenshots of that. So you can think of the social vault protocol simply as a DAO for data. It's a way for bringing together the different members who may change over time, being able to provide a mechanism of governance so that the policy around the vault can change depending on who the members are over time, making sure that we have the privacy implemented correctly, basically saying that the functioning of the vault is in zero knowledge, meaning that it does not leak any data in an open, transparent blockchain type of world. And the final aspect is really leveraging the unique properties of Arweave to enable permanence so that you can truly own your data. And this is really something that we're positioning for the on-chain Web 3.0 world that we're seeing, that we're stepping into today. And so positioning this social vault protocol as a privacy layer on top of the Arweave blockchain is what we're most keen on, so that not only Accord can function on top of the social vault protocol, but other applications can function alongside it. And so by doing that, we can kind of create a more broad ecosystem around privacy and permanence. So in the next few slides, I just want to show a little bit of the Accord application and how we've implemented the social vault ourselves. On this slide here, you can see kind of a conversation that's been happening. So within the social vault, you can have not only data, but you can also have messages and exchanges and many, many different things. So here's kind of the overview of Accord, where you can see this is my personal Accord account, where I'm keeping vaults that pertain to some of the real estate properties that I have and some crypto accounts that I have, some of the business work we do at Accord with our vendors, with our contractors, employees that can do some exchanges with friends and things like that. And all of that's kept inside of a private, secure, permanent vault. Here you can kind of see the messaging aspects. So there are two tabs that we implement. One is the activity, which we are able to message. And you can think of these messages as being permanent. So in time, people in the future will see what we're posting here. So it's, in terms of auditing, in terms of, recording things and events, real time, those kinds of things. The second tab allows us to upload and share documents and digital assets. And so in this example, I'm showing some sample identity documents, maybe some utility bills and things like that. And of course, you can organize your Accord vault any way that suits your needs. And finally, here I want to show some of the examples. So what we've done is we've made the onboarding onto Accord super, super simple. We've created a credit card type setup where you can just top up with your credit card, and we take care of all the purchasing of AR tokens and the blockchain fees and things like that. That's all handled behind the scenes, so it's just super, super easy for users to come on board. And of course, all of it's transparent, so you can always go into your storage tab and see the transactions that you've committed, and you can go to the Block Explorer and pull any details out. So to talk a little bit about the tokenomics behind this, we see, users would be using the protocol, and they're going to be paying in the native token of Arweave, which is an AR token. And in that, there are three payments made. The first one is to pay the miners to confirm your transaction. The second is to pay the endowment fund. So this is going to take care of your storage into time. And the third one is a community fee that goes to the protocol. And for the investors who own the Accord token, when they stake the token, they become eligible to receive part of that revenue stream. And so that gets dispersed out pro rata to the different investors depending on how much they have staked. And by doing this, we create this flywheel type mechanism where users and developers and investors come together. And that's how we see our ecosystem developing over time. And of course, as this is supposed to last hundreds of years, we're designing this with that in mind, always thinking about people who will be using this beyond our lifetimes, and therefore thinking about how to design and how to build protocols and how to build the proper alignment and the incentives that bring these people together. So the investors, users, developers, we're constantly thinking about that. And so now moving forward, I just want to kind of show our roadmap from a very high level. So we are continuing to develop and market the Accord application. This is currently a hybrid application, meaning that we have some aspects of the application running in a Web 2 type of paradigm. So Amazon, and we're doing caching, and we're doing like push notification services and email delivery and things like that. It's all done in the normal Web 2.0 paradigm, but we're also have one foot in the Web 3.0 paradigm where things are perpetual on Arweave, and trying to build out the model where the data, the application, and the business model are perpetual. And that leads us to the next two steps, which is to then launch the Social Vault protocol with SmartWeave contracts so that other developers can leverage the same protocol. And coinciding with that, release the Accord token. And that'll bring everything together. And with the Accord token available, we plan to use a majority of those tokens to help other builders launch apps on top of the protocol as well. So that's kind of the last thing I would like to mention here is we're starting to roll this out. We're currently closing our round of funding, and we're looking for other builders and developers to help join this venture. And if you're interested, if you'd like to be involved, if you're into cryptography, if you're into blockchains and SmartWeave contracts and user experience and all those kinds of things, community management, please come join us on Twitter or Discord and reach out and say hi. So thank you guys. Thanks for having us.
Thank you, Richard. Thank you for your presentation. Yeah, if anyone wants to chat to Richard and the Accord team afterwards, please feel free. I think you guys also have like a referral program going on now where if you invite anyone, you get 100 megabytes of storage. So I've gotten a few of those myself. But yeah, thank you, Accord team. Okay, so up next, now we have the next three presenters who are actually within the OWF5 cohort and are building right now. So this is we have North with reText, and this is a tool that is working to decentralize e-publishing and create a revenue stream for writers, big or small. And thank you, North, and you're spotlighted now.
Today I'll be introducing to everyone reText, which is what we're going to do. We're planning to decentralize publishing, and we're planning to do that on Arweave that uses Arweave to store published content as smart contracts. And so through this, we can be able to facilitate ownership and expansion of content. And also naturally, using Arweave, written content is censorship resistant, permanent, and accessible forever. And some notable missions that we are planning to achieve is we're trying to help writers, no matter how big or small, to be able to monetize their content on our platforms, and no longer any high royalty cuts for, like, say, Amazon's, or no difficulty in being able to monetize content such as on Wattpad. And we also plan to provide unbiased access, and as we try to be as censorship resistant as possible, as many of our current Web 2.0 solutions are relatively centralized. They control all the earnings, they determine who can profit, who does not. And a lot of content is also locked behind depending on your geographical locations and the censorship resistance issues. And so we plan to change this and try to revolutionize both content creation and the publishing of ebooks and stuff. And we plan to enable the platform to be more community-driven. We want earnings to be determined by the community. We want a very open system, a very transparent system where readers and writers can communicate with each other. They can be able to help the writers, support the writers that they like. And we can also allow tiered fan bases based on the amount of support given. Maybe some fan bases will be given special content. They'll be able to view more. They have special unique features to them. And furthermore, we like to actually implement the use of smart contracts to allow the expansion of content. As I believe that through blockchain technology, we have, especially an introduction of NFTs, many of us are actually being able to sell our content. And we believe that through the use of smart contracts, reText will be able to allow writers to be able to monetize their content in ways that could never possibly be achieved back in Web 2.0. And I believe that it does not stop at just the writers. For the readers, you could have immutable profiles that lives on the Arweave blockchain that could help readers showcase their support for their writers, and they'll be able to track and verify any previous reviews that they have given, and any future, be able to showcase to the world that they too have been able to review, read, and understand content in a way that's never before achievable in Web 2.0. I believe that we can be able to achieve this as our content is better. There's no more advertisements littering the platforms, no more central groups controlling earnings, and there's no requirements at stars. You have to hit a certain quota, no censorship and oppressions, no obfuscated corporate foundations, and the best of all is creators could still maintain anonymity and still be able to earn on the platform, our platform. And we are actually still looking for developers on our platform. And if you think that you would like to join our team in being able to decentralize publishing, feel free to contact me. And that's all for what I would say about reText. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you, North. Thank you for, I know it's very late where you are right now, so thank you very much for staying up to present to all of us.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Up next, we have Akshata, who will be presenting VScholar. And this is a platform to permanently store scientific preprints and open source publications. So really excited to hear more about this one. And Akshata, I think you're muted.
Okay. Yeah.
I can see your screen.
Okay. Hello, everyone. This is Akshita, and I'm here to present VScholar. And this is a platform to store this is a digital permanent library for scholarly articles to store your papers, research articles, thesis, anything which is scholarly. And then, first of all, one might wonder that why is it even necessary? Why is building a permanent platform for storing this is necessary? And one of the most renowned journals in science, which is called science.org, has published an article that almost around 84% online open access journal in science and 100 more in humanities and social sciences have been lost. So you can imagine how many papers would have been already lost from these journals. And then 900 more open access journal online are already in the verge of vanishing. The managing editor of Italian Journal of Library and Information Science has also said that the scholarly record preservation is at risk across all the academic disciplines, and one should spend more, and the research community should spend more and more income on preserving articles. And all the directory of open access journal, only 1/3 of them ensure long-term preservation of research articles. And this, one of the major reasons for this is basically because there is very little consensus on who's responsible for storing these articles, among whether it's publishers or whether they are authors or universities. And it also imposes a lot of monetary pressure on them to preserve this, which is one of the reasons that more and more papers are getting lost. And now introducing VScholar, wherein all the scholarly articles would be stored permanently. As this is decentralized, then there is no there is no pressure on a single entity to store the knowledge base. I would just like to show a small demo of the website that has been created. Yeah, so this is the landing page wherein I'm signed in from my Google account. So if I'm not signed in from my Google account, I cannot see upload and my paper section. But as I'm signed in, I can see these two sections. And this is the landing page from wherein you can search the scientific articles with the help of subject, author name, and keywords. And then, yeah. Here, this is the recent paper section wherein you can see all the recent papers that have been uploaded. Right now, I haven't uploaded many. Here in upload section, you can see the papers. You can upload papers from here, and in my paper section, you can actually store your favorite papers and save them. I personally like to call my paper section as your bookshelf in a huge library. Bookshelf of your favorite papers in a huge library. So I would just like to go through this upload section. To upload your papers, you'd first need to connect with your wallet. So currently this supports RConnect. So once I press connect, it's getting connected to this. Yeah, and once you fill all these sections and click on upload, then you can see the transaction in your you'll get the link of the transaction herein. For example, I have uploaded the second. Yeah, you can see a transaction like this, wherein the file that I've uploaded, the name was week1.pdf. This was just for the demo. And yeah. So this is all about it for now. Thank you so much for giving me a chance to present this.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, Akshat. I wasn't even aware that you had a website ready yet. So it looks like you're making a lot of progress. I think last time we chatted, it was just like in the idea stage still. So yeah, very happy to see more progress being made on this. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you.
So for our last presentation, certainly not least, we have Snowdrops being presented by Victor. And Snowdrops is a platform that allows users to create custom NFT greeting cards that can optionally have a token amount attached to them. So thank you very much for being here, Victor.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I want to start off by thanking the Arweave community for the opportunity to present today. So what I have for you guys is Snowdrops. Snowdrops are greeting cards that allow people to create, gift, and trade 3D NFT greeting cards. And I have the tagline where artistic expression meets decentralized finance. So a little bit about how
sorry to interrupt, Victor. Are you supposed to? Are you sharing your screen right now?
Oh no, I'm not. Yeah,
okay.
Sorry. A bit of jitters, you know.
Yeah, all good.
There we go.
Perfect. Looks good.
Right. Okay, sorry about that. Snowdrops, they are 3D greeting cards. They allow you to create, gift, and trade. This is where artistic expression meets decentralized finance. Okay, so the idea originally stemmed from my exploration of the NFTs available on the market. I've isolated two different kinds of NFTs that are really popular at this time. On one end of the spectrum, we have NFTs that usually are linked to external media, such as images or GIFs, videos. On the other spectrum, we have gaming NFTs, which allow users to be more interactive with the NFTs that they own. However, the problem with the gaming side is that there is no input on the user's creation of the NFTs, as the parameters set for the NFT are typically randomized when minting. And then on the Rarible and OpenSea side, you can get kind of a plethora of different kinds of NFTs, and it's kind of hard to tell what's good, what isn't good. So what I wanted to build was something that would consolidate the creation of these NFTs and allow people to kind of share and express their creative side when they build them. So going on to the next slide, I want to lay out some of the features that I'm planning on implementing or have been implemented so far. I want to start off with the items. The items are assets that will be stored on Arweave. These will be attached to ERC 1155 tokens, and they will be used in the creation process. When someone goes to buy these tokens, they will be given to them in a pack of 10 to 15. And these packs will be completely random. So this will make it so that when people create cards, it will still be unique based on what's available. So if a card is available on the marketplace that looks really nice, it'll be harder for someone to copy the card. And yeah. One of the major features of this application is the card editor, and it's a part that I've put a lot of focus on in these past 6 weeks. I want to make it so that it's very easy and enjoyable to create these cards and just kind of express your creative side. For now, what I have is being able to add ERC1155 tokens to the page and be able to move them around. I also have kind of like a frame design, and I'll go more into that in further slides. And at the end, I'll give a small demo of the card editor. There will also be a marketplace available. This will allow for the trading of the greeting cards as well as the trading of ERC1155 tokens. There will be a rating system in place for the NFT card side of the marketplace in order to make it so that cards that are more liked by the community will be higher up on the marketplace. And then finally, there is the gifting process. And this is, again, a very essential part, considering that these are greeting cards. Greeting cards can initially be transferred from person to person through their Ethereum address. Afterwards, I'm planning on implementing a claiming system, which will allow anyone to send a link to anybody else and then use that link to claim the card into their Ethereum address. And finally, these greeting cards will be able to store ERC20 tokens. So these tokens will, once somebody receives the card, they'll be able to claim the tokens. And beyond this, much further into the future, I want to create an interactive process to the claiming of the tokens. So I'd like to have users be able to build like a puzzle or some kind of challenge in order to actually claim them. Okay, a little bit about the voting system. There are two voting systems that are currently in development. One side is, as I've mentioned before, the marketplace voting system to push more liked cards to the top of the market. And on the other spectrum, on the other side, there will be asset creator voting proposal system. So what I'd like to have is a very community-driven experience. So the ERC1155 tokens will be, the assets for those will be added from the users, and there will be a voting system in place from time to time where out of, let's say, 100 assets that are uploaded to the voting system, out of all the assets that are uploaded to the voting system, 100 of them will be chosen based on the likes from the community. The final approval for those assets will be controlled by the DAO. A little bit about the economics. This is heavily under development, but I wanted to kind of give an outline of my plans moving forward with this. One major piece is the bonding curve. So in order to onboard people into the application, I will have a utility token labeled SWDP. This SWDP token will be tradable within the bonding curve. So a little bit about what a bonding curve is. That is essentially a smart contract that will change the price of the token depending on how many tokens are bought and sold. As well, another way that users will be able to enter the application will be through free token signups. And accompanied with the free token signup, I'm implementing an authentication system in order to keep people from abusing this. So development progress so far. A lot of what I've created has been pulled from Aavegotchi's code base. And the reason for this is because of the efforts of Nick Mudgeon. He is the inventor of the diamond standard. Aavegotchi is a great example of using the diamond standard and being able to upgrade and have a structure for the Solidity code. This will allow for a phased release of the Solidity code. As you can see, I've outlined a preliminary timeline of these contracts being uploaded. First will be the user authentication system, and this is in order to enable the free signups, as well as being able to participate in the bonding curve. Hence, the bonding curve comes next. After that, I'd like to make it so that the cards are claimable. This will be released, but not fully available to users at that time. Once that's going, I will work on deploying the being able to mint the ERC-721 and ERC-1155 tokens and being able to trade them on the marketplace. After which the marketplace voting system will be in place to make it so that more liked cards are further up in visibility. After which the DAO will be in place, and the DAO will be necessary in order to control the asset voting system. And the current development efforts. So a lot of the work that I've done in these past 6 weeks, as I've mentioned before, has been specifically on the editor. I would like to release the editor without connection to the blockchain and just have people be able to create greeting cards and save them on their computer. When in the future the blockchain code is available, they will be able to upload what they saved and mint their cards. So with that, I want to give a short demo of what's available so far. Let me close this out. Go to Snowdrops. So this is the website so far. On the left side is the control panel. Much of the UI that you see right now will be changed. A lot of it is in place just to be able to test out the functionality. So you can see over here, I have a little greeting for the open spotlight. With this, we can change the message. Go ahead, the message. There we go. Hello, Arweave. We can change the size of the message. I've also implemented a bit of a feature for adding frames to the cards. So let's say on the left and right side of the inside of the card, I want to add some color to it, make it more interesting. I'll go ahead and press that update, and now we have frames. If we don't like the color of the frames, we can go drop down over here, change the color. And the final and most important feature, and I just want to mention that all of these assets are uploaded on Arweave and being loaded into the website. We can add these assets in. So let's do a little heart, add that in there, bam. You click on that, and apologies for the kind of camera rotation. That's currently what I'm working on. But yeah, I can just click done, or I can click it again, hit delete, and that's done. This little minting button here is to save the card creation. I have a little upload here to upload whatever card was previously created. All right, that's my presentation. Thank you everyone for listening. And I'll be available afterwards to talk.
Yes, thank you very much, Victor. This would be a really cool application to gift crypto to people who may not necessarily be so apt in doing those kind of things. So very, very cool. Okay, so now we're going to open up the floor to the mingle session. If anyone has any questions for any of the founders or any questions about Demo Day, you can find us out in there, and I look forward to seeing you guys in just a minute. See you guys.